Hi everyone, I'm here today to show you my results from last week. I did a little touch up on my mesotherapy. That was my second session now, and I wanted to show you what my skin's looking like. My pores have gotten much tighter. I'm using my ring light. I want you to see the true color. This has no yellow lighting in it. Someone had asked me to show them a makeup routine, and this will also give you some tips on how to cover up your injection spots, because when you're injected, like I showed you in my last mesotherapy video on my day 2-3, you saw that I had like little freckle looking spots on my face. Well, I had that as well this week, and they're starting to go away. You can see little tiny little redness, but nothing too severe. Not too many. They've healed up very well. See, they just gotta change color a little bit. So I'm gonna show you how I cover those up on the days after my treatment. So I clip my hair in order to get it out of my face. So I make sure I have a sponge, and I like to have it very wet because this blends better when it's wet. It'll have less streaking. I just came out of the shower and I went over my face with a toner. I like to use my cotton pads with a toner. I went all over cleaning my skin. I do use a face scrub in the shower as well. And now that my skin is toned, I'm gonna moisturize. My hyaluronic acid, the gold leaf. That is one of my daily favorites. So you're gonna put it all around on your spots. Don't forget your neck. I did treat my neck, but it was the first treatment. That's gonna require probably about, it's a very superficial line. It's very faint, but it's there. So I'm gonna catch it on time before it starts to get deep. And that was my first session. Probably it's gonna take about 3 to 4 sessions before I start seeing it disappear. That's totally normal. Same with the skin. That's why I've been doing it every 2 weeks. It takes about 3 to 6 sessions, depending on the skin, of course. Always keep it light around the eyes when you're touching the eye. I moisturize my face very well. I use vitamin E. It's a long-lasting hydration. You can get this in the pharmacy. My morning routine is usually putting on the gold leaf. And then I put the vitamin E on top of that. I personally like to start with a BB cream. I like this one right here, CoverGirl. We have a new treatment done with microneedling, and it is BB cream. You can actually get your skin color and BB cream into your skin, and what it does is it just kind of gives you a nice even skin tone, so you're gonna see the difference. This is my skin in natural light, and now I'm gonna put it on as kind of a base. I just want to say before anyone comments about which way I'm doing this, this is just the way I like to do my makeup and my skin. I'm sure there's many other ways or different ways of putting the oil last or your BB cream after your foundation. I know everyone does it differently, so you can already see the difference. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a little barrette on this side too, so that keeps the hair back because it's in my way. Okay, so like I was saying, I put the BB cream onto my sponge, kind of rub it all over the face. You can already see the difference. See, it just kind of evens everything out. So it's really nice if you're not in a makeup mood and you just want to put a moisturizer on, you can put it right over your moisturizer and it gives you a nice even skin tone without doing anything else. So I do love BB cream for that. Don't forget your hairline and your neckline. A lot of people forget to do below the chin. We tend to concentrate so much on the face. We forget to continue it here, and then you end up with a big line on your face. And then you can totally see that you're wearing makeup and it's supposed to look nice and natural. If I have any red spots, now today I don't have many red spots, so I'm gonna use it on the little spots I have here. I use a green. This is gonna tone out the red. So this is a pigment, and when you have a red pigment, green and red counteract each other. So I'm gonna put it onto wherever I see a little spot of red. This you would be putting onto the injection spots. So then I take my wet sponge again and I blend. I just tap on where it is. I don't want to wipe because that will just remove the product you're placing into the skin. You just want to dab it in so that it blends into the skin. Sorry, I keep looking to the right. It's because my actual mirror is there. So as you can see, That just made it a little paler, taking away any redness. So now I'm gonna put my concealer. This is for cover up. It's also to brighten under the eyes. So I place this under the eye completely, sides of my nose, chin, anywhere I might see a spot. I take my wet sponge again, and I always kind of go back to the place I started because now it started settling in, so I let it dry a little bit, and then I begin to, again, I'm just tapping very lightly, especially under the eye. The skin under the eye is very, very delicate. Pay a little bit extra attention because sometimes it misses the corners of the nose. So this I'm just kind of going over everywhere, blending into the whole face. I'm just kind of tapping, giving it an overall coverage. Don't forget to do the jaw and the neck. You don't want lines. Once that's done, I get my foundation. Foundation I put wherever I want it to look a little bit brighter. I start with the forehead. Now, right now, I'm just putting it on. I put it about like that, and very lightly. See, I'm not blending yet. This along the jawline. And then go back to the beginning and blend. Blend, just always tapping, head outwards towards the outer edges of where you want to put your product. So here I begin here, make sure it's full coverage, and then I work away from the area. Begin at the eye where the heavier foundation's been placed, tapping lightly. Make sure that's covered well, and then you blend in everywhere else. Pay attention to the hairline, make sure you blend and you don't have any spots. So that's how my skin looks so far. Now this makeup I'm doing today is very basic. It's not for going out. When I go out, I do things a little different. But this, what I'm doing today, is kind of just my everyday natural look. I'm putting a little bit heavier coverage than I would on a normal day because I'm trying to explain how to cover your injection sites after your treatments. Once your injection sites heal, I would pretty much skip the first part with the green pigment because the spots don't have to be so heavily covered, and I won't go so heavy on the concealer as well. I'd be a little bit lighter and just keeping things a little bit lighter. But when you have the injection sites, you need a little bit more coverage. So that's what we're doing today. And right now we're gonna do the contouring a little bit of the face, and it's got two colors in it. I'm pretty pale naturally, so I try to just go very lightly. Years ago, we were always concentrating on making this look hollow. So we were bringing this in, but now things have changed a little bit. We put it onto the cheekbone. This brings the eyes up. I want to keep the touch very light. Put it on the cheekbone. Going around the contour of the face, bringing it in on the temple a little bit. And then right under the jawline. So right in there. Carry on to the other side. Now time for my eyebrows. As you can see, my eyebrows are very thin. I grew up in the 90s. There wasn't much brows going on. We had them very thin. We plucked a lot of eyebrows. So now all my age group out there all stuck with thin eyebrows. I did try microblading. I was not impressed. I do just fill them in on my own because I feel like as I aged, things changed a little bit, and as we all know, we lose volume in the face, and then it forces me to keep my eyebrow at the shape it's at right now, because if you can see very faintly, there's still a tattoo there. I love tattoos, but the microblading, I don't know. I'm not on board with that personally, but I did give it a try. Everybody's different. There's many people that love the service. That's just my opinion. So now I'm gonna do the eyebrow. I fill it in. I have like a little pot here. It's called Magic 24-hour long-lasting eyebrow gel, and it's just a little gel in a pot. I use a tiny brush that is angled, and I begin on the inside of the brow. I keep my hand very light while doing this. I steady my hand with my finger on my cheek. So another thing I want to mention when we're doing brows, a few years ago, what we did, we always brought the brow up and then brought it way down. We usually used to go till about here. But now we keep it a little bit shorter, and that just gives us a little bit height on the brow. You can see the difference between this side and this side. Okay, so when it's colored in, really does make a huge difference in the look of your makeup. And I don't extend the brow. Now we all know that symmetry on the face is a little bit different. We all have one side different than the other, whether we like it or not. Ears are a little bit off, our eyebrows are a little, our marionette lines, when you're treating them, you have to know that they are not going to be exact. But these are things that are not really seen by the naked eye. We see them because we're sitting here staring at ourselves in the mirror, analyzing. So I fill it in and then I just sit back, I look, make sure everything's even, or as best even as we can. And don't forget, all these perfect photos you see out on the internet, where perfect symmetry and perfect skin and perfect everything, you know, we all have the phones to do it. We're online, anyone can Photoshop a photo. You can just take it to the Face app and put on your makeup and alter your hair. You can change color of your hair. You can do whatever you like. You're just gonna dab around it very lightly. I'm going to use my True Match blendable powder. Don't forget your neck. Now, when I place this powder, it just makes the eyebrow look a little bit more softer. Because beforehand, when I do it with the gel, it's quite severe. It's a little bit harsh. So I like to put that on before my powder. Because as you can see, they look a little bit softer. And then I'm going to go back to my bronzer and my highlighter. And I'm going to go over again, very lightly. Again, exactly where we put it on earlier. Cheekbones. Hairline. Temples, and jaw. So you go along your jaw and down the neck into the crease. A small angular brush, and I use the highlighter part. And this I use right above the bronzer, so temple, right above the cheekbone to the under eye. Again, temple, under eye, right above where we did the bronzer. And now we're doing along the jaw. So not before you did the bronzer under, now you're going along the jaw. And then you're going to go right down the center of the face. Don't start at the top, start in the center eyebrow, right above your eyebrows, and go right down the bridge of your nose, the cupid's bow in your lip, chin, just down the center of your face like that. Final step, I like to take a little bit of a very light pink, smile, and the apples of your cheeks. You're going to put a little, very lightly, you're going to tap your brush. You don't want an overload of pink on your cheeks. It has to be just very natural. So I like to smile when I do it, just so I can see exactly the spots to put it in. So there you go. It just gives like a nice little rosy glow. And I like the natural color of my lips, so I'll usually remove any kind of makeup that's on it because we put so much. Look at that. What a difference. The pink just gives it a little color, and I like to finish it off with my vitamin A&D ointment, which is what I use after my treatments. I like to keep my lips moisturized with that. And that's it. That's my skin afterwards. That's how you're going to cover up your spots after treatment. And I'll show you the last step, which is mascara. I like to use L'Oreal. It has a primer and it has the black. Okay. I find it really extends the lash. So if you want to see my natural lashes, just gonna look up so you can really see the length. And I always begin at the lower lashes because what happens when we do the top first, we open our eye wider in order to get to the bottom, and those upper lashes are hitting the top of our eye. So in order to prevent any kind of mascara going onto your eyelid, especially if you've just done eyeshadow and stuff like that, you don't want to ruin your eyeshadow. I don't have any on today because this is a natural look we're doing here. So I'm going to start with the black. I don't put any kind of primer on the bottom because I just like to keep it a little bit more simple on the bottom and more dramatic on the top. So I begin by putting the mascara on the lower lashes. Very lightly. If you want a little bit more dramatic, you can let the brush hit the waterline of your eye. Give it a little shake and it'll look like you have eyeliner on. Just makes it a little bit more dramatic, you see? So that's my lower lashes. And now I'm gonna do the upper lash, but I'm going to start with the primer this time because I want the primer to make my lashes look a little bit longer, and it just kind of builds a little bit of a base in order for the black to build on top of it, making them look longer. So I really like mascaras that have the two-step. I find it makes a very big difference. Because when you have just the black mascara and you keep going over and over trying to build your lash with just thickness, I find it makes it very clumpy. And the primer just allows the product to stick a little bit more as well onto the lash. So I like it for both reasons. So now that I've covered all my lashes like that, I also, in order to build a lash, you can go up and down, and you're gonna see how the lash gets so much longer. You can look between the two sides, you see? This side, I've only gone up the lash, and this side I've gone up and down. So that's the difference. So take a little bit more primer and do this eye. See, I'm going down, covering the lashes from the top and lifting them from the bottom. Just lightly building up those ends. See, it really adds length to the lashes. Now, if I'm going out, I might do that 2 or 3 times and then 2 or 3 coats of mascara in the end, but I'm not. This is supposed to be, again, a natural look, so I am just going to do 2 coats. I did 2 coats of the primer, and again, I push the lash against my lash line, giving the illusion like I have a little bit of eyeliner on. I do it right on the waterline of the eye. Again, going up and down. Don't forget to get the lash line, the waterline. You see how it makes it look like I have a little bit of eyeliner on, but I don't. So not only does it help you skip a step in your makeup, make things quicker, but it also looks like you put a lot more effort into your makeup. Doing this is quite quick in the morning if you've got 10 minutes to spare. So this is the mascara with 2 coats. Like I said, once it's like this, if you want to build them and make them look longer, you can just continue to add to the tips, going back and forth, building them. You see, and by starting with my lower lashes, it kept the upper eyelids very clean. So we're not ruining any makeup we took so much time doing, and then you have to go use a Q-tip to get rid of it. And if you do, you just take a Q-tip, lightly go around, collect any kind of residue of any kind of mascara around if you need. If you really want to go one step further, you can use a makeup setting spray, very lightly. Allow the mist to hit your face. Just gives it a nice little finish and glow. And that's that. So I hope you all enjoyed my video. This is the end look. Like I said, this is just my technique. This is what I do. So that's today's look. This is my everyday look, and when I'm going out, I'll make another kind of video another time showing you a night look, a little bit heavier on the eyeshadow and the cheeks and things like that, maybe a little bit of lipstick and lip liner, but on an everyday, this is what I do. Like I said, takes 10 minutes. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I Thank you all for following me. Once again, you're amazing. I really appreciate all the input you're giving me, and if you need any products or supplies, please contact me at my email, lc@hyaluron-queen.com. And I have many types of serums. I have hyaluronic acid, and if you like my video and you'd like to ask me more about any other type of beauty routine, please feel free to write to me as well. I love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I hope you all have a great day. Have a nice day, everyone. All right, take care. Bye.